We have reached chapter 8 of the Madhya Lila. Ramananda Sambad, talks between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai. Jai Shri Gurudev. Okay, so we've just been through this wonderful chapter in Search of Shri Krishna, where Srila Sridhar Maharaj is summarizing this section of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now we will hear. Sancharja Rama Bidda Bhakta Mege Swabhakti Siddhanta Chayamritani Gaurabdhir Itera Muna Vitir Nais Tajgata Ratnadayatam Prayati. This is a very, very beautiful verse. This is, as we were mentioning the other day, the first verse of every chapter is a summary of the whole chapter. And so this verse is summarizing the gist of this chapter, Ramananda Sambad. And Srila Gurudev, he liked this verse very, very much. And we heard that on one occasion in SoCal, Gurudev just started chanting this ecstatic mood. He started chanting this verse again and again and again. Very, very beautiful. It's one of those, things which is difficult to render nicely in English. In the Sanskrit, it's much more concise and beautiful. But anyhow, we can get the idea here. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is known as Gauranga, is the ocean of all conclusive knowledge in devotional service. He empowered Sri Ramananda Rai, who may be likened to a cloud of devotional service. This cloud was filled with the water of all the conclusive purports of devotional service and was empowered by the ocean to spread this water over the sea of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Thus the ocean of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became filled with the jewels of the knowledge of pure devotional service. So this very wonderful analogy is given where Mahaprabhu is compared to the ocean and Ramananda Rai to a cloud, and that cloud is raining down into the ocean. And so it's perfect because a cloud gets its formation from the ocean, right? From the water that evaporates from the ocean, that forms clouds. And then those clouds, they rain back into the ocean. So in the same way, Ramananda, he's being empowered, or he's like in the position of giving instruction to Mahaprabhu, but he's been empowered by Mahaprabhu, and everything that he's giving to Mahaprabhu is what he received from Mahaprabhu. As he says later, I'm just like a puppet. You're pulling the strings. I'm an instrument that you are playing, like this. So very, very beautiful expression. Sancharja Rama Bidda Bhakta Mege, this Bhakta cloud. Swabhakti Siddhanta Chayamritani Gaurabdhir Tera Munavitir Nais Taj Gyatva Ratnalaya Tam Prayati. And this rain that Ramananda is raining back into the ocean is compared to jewels. So then that ocean of Mahaprabhu is becoming enriched by these jewels of Bhakti Siddhanta. Because actually it becomes more sweet when it comes through the devotees than it is enhanced and beautified further.
And Ramananda is giving the best example of a disciple, right? By feeling like that, like he's an instrument.
Right. He's not feeling it's his own property, but he's realizing this is all what Mahaprabhu has empowered him with. Yes. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Purvadite Prabhu Age Gaman Kodila Jiyada Nashingha Ch.Ch Koto Dine Gela. According to his previous program, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went forward on his tour, and after some days arrived at the place of pilgrimage known as Jiyada Nrsimha. So Mahaprabhu is beginning his South Indian, not beginning. We heard the beginning of his tour. In the previous chapter, he's continuing, and he has reached this Shingadev temple. Nishinga dekiya koilo dandavat pranati premaveshe koilo bahu nitya gita stuti. Upon seeing the deity of Lord Nishinga in the temple, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered his respectful obeisances by falling flat. Then, in ecstatic love, he performed various dances, chanted, and offered prayers. Shri Nishinga Jai Jai Nishinga Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringa. All glories to Nishingadev, all glories to Nishingadev, who is the Lord of Prahlad Maharaj, and like a honeybee is always engaged in beholding the lotus-like face of the goddess of fortune. Ugro Pyanugra Evayam Swabhaktanam Nukeshari Keshariva Swapotanam Anyesham Ugra Vikrama. Although very ferocious, the lioness is very kind to her cubs. Similarly, although very ferocious to non-devotees like Hiranyakashipu, Lord Nishingadev is very, very soft and kind to devotees like Prahlad Maharaj. Ematanana shlok podistuti koilo Nrsimha sevak mala prashadani dilo. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited different verses from the Shastra. The priest of Lord Nrsimhadev then brought garlands and the remnants of the Lord's food and offered them to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Purvavad konvipre koiloni mantran Serachitahadohi Kodila Gamam. As usual, a Brahmin offered Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu an invitation. The Lord passed the night in the temple and then commenced his tour again. Prabhate Utiya Prabhu Cholila Prema Veshe Digvidik Nahigyan Rachi Divase. The next morning, in the great ecstasy of love, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started on his tour with no knowledge of the proper direction, and he continued the whole day and night. Pauravad Vaishnav Kodi Sarvaloka Gane Godavadi Tide Prabhu Aila Koto Dine. As previously, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu converted to Vaishnavism. Many people he met on the road. After some days, the Lord reached the banks of the river Godavari. Godavadi deki hoilo jamuna smaran, tidevan deki smriti hoilo vrindavan. When he saw the river Godavari, the Lord remembered the river Jamuna. And when he saw the forest on the banks of the river, he remembered Sri Vrindavan Dham. And this is, consistent. Everywhere Mahaprabhu goes, anytime he sees a river, anytime he sees a mountain, he remembers Jamuna, he remembers Govardhan, he sees a forest, he remembers Vrindavan. When one is awakened in Krishna consciousness, then everything in the environment is reminding, inspiring, impelling one towards that central current.
Is it he remembers the experience of Vrindavan here, or Vrindavan, the one which is Aprakrita Vrindavan?
Well, I would say Vrindavan is a plane of consciousness, and that's what he's remembering.
Because there's Vrindavan near Delhi, that Vrindavan, or Vrindavan as a Goloka Vrindavan.
Well, Vrindavan also exists in a localized form near Delhi. We may not have the eyes to see it, we may not be able to exactly go there, but it is there. I don't know exactly what Mahaprabhu is thinking. Maybe he's remembering something different every time. Maybe he's remembering the exchanges with the devotees in those places. Maybe other times he's remembering the the form, the spiritual form of those places. Certainly he's not thinking of a geographical location. But what exactly is the nature of his remembrance, I am not privy to that.
Well, he's the Lord himself, so he remembers his pastimes in Vrindavan Dham. Whereas in Vrindavan he really tries his hand.
Sevane kotokan kodi nityagan Godavadi par hoya tahakoi losnan. After performing his usual chanting and dancing for some time in this forest, the Lord crossed the river and took his bath on the other bank. Katta chadi koto dore jal sanidhane Osi Prabhu kore Krishna nam sankirtane. After bathing in the river, the Lord walked a little distance from the bathing place and engaged in chanting the holy name of Krishna. Enokale dolai chari Ramananda Rai, snan kori bade aila bhajana bhajai. At that time, accompanied by the sounds of music, Ramananda Rai came there on a palanquin to take his bath. So Ramananda Rai, he's practically like royalty. He's a delegation from Orissa. He's part of Prataparudra's government in Orissa, and he's been sent. There's apparently this province of South India is under the rule of Orissa, and so he's been sent there, and he's the ruler of that area. And so he's treated like a king. He has the position like a king. And so wherever he goes, he has this big entourage. And so he's coming for his bath in the river. And bathing, is a sacred activity. So this is like a big event. Mahaprabhu is there as this lone sannyasi living very simply, and then at the same time Ramananda arrives with his huge entourage. There's music playing. He's being carried on a palanquin.
It's quite outstanding situation because by the caste system the renunciate could not associate with like a king or like a worldly person. He meant to abandon and leave that presence, but somehow or another they started the conversation.
Well, it's a good point because normally Mahaprabhu does observe those things, right? And in the case of King Prataparudra, it's to an extreme that he's avoiding association with him. But it's really a testament to Ramananda Rai's devotion that Mahaprabhu forgets leaves all those considerations aside because of the intensity of Ramananda Rai's love and their natural, eternal relationship. So yeah, it's a very striking thing. And we'll hear, the description here of how when they just run towards each other and embrace. And Ramananda's, entourage, they're completely astonished. This doesn't make any sense to them. So, but that is Ramananda Rai. Mahaprabhu, forgets everything in the light of his devotion. Tar sange bahu aila vaidik praman vidimate koilo teho snanadi tarpan. Many Brahmins following the Vedic principles accompanied Ramananda Rai. According to the Vedic rituals, Ramananda Rai took his bath and offered oblations to his forefathers. Prabhu tare deki janilo e Ramarai, tahade milite prabhur manutidai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could understand that the person who had come to bathe in the river was Ramananda Rai. The Lord wanted so much to meet him that in his mind he immediately began running after him. The Lord wanted so much to meet him that his mind immediately began to run began running after him. Tatapi darja dori prabodhila bosya Ramananda ila purva sannyasi dekhiya. Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was running after him mentally, he patiently remained sitting. Ramananda Rai, seeing the wonderful sannyasi, then came to see him. Surya Shatta Samkanti Arunabasan Subalita Prakanda Deho Kamalochan. Ramananda Rai saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be as brilliant as 100 suns. The Lord was covered by a saffron garment. He was large in body and very strongly built, and his eyes were like lotus petals. Dekhiya tahar mane hoilo chamatkar, asya korilo dandavat namaskar. When Ramananda Rai saw the wonderful sannyasi, he was struck with wonder. He went to him and immediately offered his respectful obeisances, falling down flat like a rod. Uti Prabhu kohe utta koho Krishna Krishna, tade alingite Prabhu hridoy sachishna. The Lord stood up and asked Ramananda Rai to arise and chant the holy name of Krishna. Indeed, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very eager to embrace him. Tatapi pochilo tumi Rai Ramananda teo kohe se hao dasa shudramanda. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then inquired whether he was Ramananda Rai, and he replied, "Yes, I am your very low servant, and I belong to the Shudra community." Tobe tare koilo Prabhu dridhalingan, prema veshe Prabhu vritya dohe achetan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then embraced Ramananda Rai very firmly. Indeed, both the master and the servant almost lost consciousness due to ecstatic love. Swabhavika prem doha uday kodila, duha lingiya duhe bhumite podila. Their natural love for each other was awakened in them both, and they embraced and fell to the ground. Stamba svedashu kampa pulak bhanya, duhar mukete shuni gadgada Krishna varna. When they embraced each other, ecstatic symptoms, paralysis, perspiration, tears, shivering, paleness, and standing up of the bodily hairs appeared. The word Krishna came from their mouths falteringly. Dekhiya Brahman ganer hoilo chamatkar, Vaidik Brahman sab koden vichar. When the stereotyped ritualistic Brahmins who were following the Vedic principles saw this ecstatic manifestation of love, they were struck with wonder. All these Brahmins began to reflect as follows. Eto sannyasir teja deki brahmasam, shudre alengiya kene koden grandan. The Brahmins thought, we can see that this sannyasi has a luster like the effulgence of Brahman, but how is it that he is crying upon embracing a Shudra, a member of the fourth caste in the social order? Hey Maharaj Mahapandit Gambhir, Sannyasi Rasparshe Mata Hoila Ashtir. They thought this Ramananda Rai is the governor of Madras, a highly learned and grave person, a Mahapandit. But upon touching the sannyasi, he has become restless like a madman.
Why he is referred as Shudra? He was leading the army, so he meant to be Kshatriya. No?
I think that technically he was a member of the Kayasta class, who are sometimes considered Kshatriya, sometimes considered Shudra. But I'm not exactly sure. But it's also possible that he's just, they're just thinking in a general sense, like Shudras and someone who deals with mundane things, worldly things, yeah.
In Puri, they still have the house where he stayed, and they have his sword and a feather on last time we went there, it came and had a look. Very interesting.
Isn't that where Srila Saraswati Thakur established a Gaudiya Math? Is it there in the... Oh no, that's in the birthplace of Saraswati Thakur.
It's nearby there. It's very simple, like a hut, very small hut, and it's not like a temple or anything.
I see.
It's just like there's like their family, like in 3 generations, they kind of like look after it, but it doesn't look opulent or anything like a temple. It's just like
I see. Yeah, but I mean, I think most likely the word Shuja is being used in, a general way here. Yeah, I don't remember exactly which caste Ramananda Rai's family is. He could be Kshatriya, but he might be Kayasta.
It's like Vishoy, the one who is engaged in worldly activities.
A Vishoy, yes, that's right. While the Brahmins were thinking in this way about the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw those outsiders and restrained his transcendental emotions. Vijatiya Lok, these outsiders. And this is always Mahaprabhu's temperament, that he is shy, it disturbs his, flow of ecstasy if there are people around who, are not, qualified for that or of a particular level of realization. So like in those exclusive kirtans at Srivas Thakur's house, then, not anyone and everyone could come. It was a very exclusive group that could attend those kirtans, because otherwise Mahaprabhu would not feel free to fully express himself. So Mahaprabhu's noticing, for a moment he forgets himself, and he and Ramananda are embracing with great love, crying, and then he remembers, all of these people are around, and he's checking himself.
With an army, it's like 100,000 people like standing and watching.
Shishta hoye duhe se stanete bosila, tobe hasi Mahaprabhu kohite lagila. When they've regained their sanity, or when they calmed down, they both sat down, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and began to speak as follows. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya Kohila Tomar Gune Jai Shri Guru Rangaradha Jai. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya spoke of your good qualities, and he made a great endeavor to convince me to meet you. Toma mili bade mor eta agaman, palo hoilo anayase pailo dadashan. Indeed, I have come here just to meet you. It is very good that even without making an effort, I have gotten your interview here. Rai kohe sarvabhauma kode britya gyan, padokse hamorhite hoye savhadan. Ramananda Rai replied, Sarvabhauma thinks of me as his servant. Even in my absence, he is very careful to do me good. Tar kripai painu tomar darashan, haji safa hoilomor manushya janam. By his mercy, I have received your interview here. Consequently, I consider that today I have become a successful human being. Sarvabhaume tomar kripa tar he chinna, ashprishya sparshile hoya tar premadina. I can see that you have bestowed special mercy upon Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Therefore you have touched me, although I am untouchable. This is due only to his love for you. So Ramananda is taking this very humble position that only because you love Sarvabhauma, you're being merciful to me, because Sarvabhauma cares for me. Kaha tumi sakshad Ishwar Narayan, kaha mui raja sevi vishayi sujadam. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan himself, and I am only a government servant, interested in materialistic activities. Indeed, I am the lowest among men of the fourth caste. Mor sparshena korile grina veda boy, mor darshan toma vede nishedoy. You do not fear the Vedic injunctions stating that you should not associate with the Shudra. You are not contemptuous of my touch, although in the Vedas you are forbidden to associate with the Shudras. Tomar kripai tomai korai nindya karma sakshadishwar tumi ke jane tomar marma. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Therefore no one can understand your purpose. By your mercy you are touching me, although this is not sanctioned by the Vedas. Hamanishtarite tomai havagaman padam doyalu tumi patit bhavan. You have come here specifically to deliver me. You are so merciful that you alone can deliver all fallen souls. Mahanta svabhave tarite pamar nija karja nahi tabu jantar gur. It is the general practice of all saintly people to deliver the fallen. Therefore they go to people's houses, although they have no personal business there. And quotation from Bhagavatam, Mahad vichalanam nrinam dvihinam dina chetasam nishrayasaya bhagavan nanyata kalpate kvachit. My dear Lord, sometimes great saintly persons go to the homes of householders, although these householders are generally low-minded. When a saintly person visits their homes, one can understand that it is for no other purpose than to benefit the householders. Amar sange brahmanadi sahasreka jan, tomar darshane sabar dravi bhutaman. Along with me there are about 1,000 men, including the Brahmins, and all of them appear to have had their hearts melted simply by seeing you. Krishna Krishna nam shuni sabar vadane, sabaranga pulakita ashru nayane. I hear everyone chanting the holy name of Krishna. Everyone's body is thrilled with ecstasy, and there are tears in everyone's eyes. Akrite prakrite toma ishwar lakan, jivena sambhave aprakrita gun. My dear sir, according to your behavior and bodily features, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is impossible for ordinary living beings to possess such transcendental qualities.
How did they say Supreme Personality of Godhead in Sanskrit there? Is it Narayana?
Ishwar.
Ishwar.
Yeah. Prabhu kohe tumi maha bhagavato tama tomar darshane sabar drava hoy lomana. The Lord replied to Ramananda Rai, Sir, you are the best of the topmost devotees. Therefore, simply the sight of you has melted everyone's heart. So now they have this beautiful exchange where Ramananda is giving all the glory to Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu is trying to give all the glory back to Ramananda. And so Ramananda is saying, everyone here is melting just to see you, and Mahaprabhu is saying, no, actually you're such a great devotee, they're all, their hearts are melting because of you. Furthermore, Anyer ki katami mayavadi sannyasi ami hotomar sparshe Krishna preme basi. Although I am a mayavadi sannyasi, a non-devotee, I am also floating in the ocean of love of Krishna, simply by touching you, and what to speak of others. Ejani katin mor hridoy shodite, sarvabhauma kohilen tomare milite. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya knew this would happen, and thus, to rectify my heart, which is very hard, he asked me to meet you. He matta duhe stuti kore duhar gun, duhe duhar dadashane ananditaman. In this way, each of them praised the qualities of the other, and both of them were pleased to see each other. Henokale vaidike Vaishnav Brahman, Dandavata kori koilo prabhure nimantram. At this time, a Brahmin Vaishnav, following the Vedic principles, came and offered obeisances. He fell flat before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and invited him for lunch. Nimantran manilotare Vaishnav janiya Ramanande kohe Prabhu ishat hasiya. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the invitation, knowing the Brahmin to be a devotee, and slightly smiling, he spoke as follows to Ramananda Rai. Tomar mukhe Krishna kata shunite hoi man punarapi paijeno tomar dadashan. I wish to hear from you about Lord Krishna. Indeed, my mind is inclined to desire this. Therefore, I wish to see you again. Dai kohe aila jadi pamar shodite, darshan matre shuddha nahe mor dushta chitte, dim pancha sattohi koro marjan, tobe shuddha hoi mor he dushtaman. Ramananda Rai replied, My Lord, although you have come to correct me, a fallen soul, my mind is not yet purified. Simply by seeing you. Please stay for 5 or 7 days and kindly cleanse my polluted mind. After that much time, my mind will certainly be pure. Yajyapi viche dohar saha na jai, tatapi dandavat kori cholila ramarai. Although neither could tolerate separation from the other, Ramananda Rai nonetheless offered his obeisances to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and departed. Prabhu jai se vipra gore bhiksha koilo, dui jana utkantai asi sandhya hoilo. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then went to the house of the Brahmin who had invited him and took his lunch there. When the evening of that day arrived, both Ramananda Rai and the Lord were eager to meet each other again. Prabhu snan kritya kodi achen bosiya, ekabritya sangerai milila asiya. After finishing his evening bath, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sat down and waited for Ramananda Rai to come. Then Ramananda Rai, accompanied by one servant, came to meet him. Namaskar koilo Rai, Prabhu koilo alingane, dui jane Krishna kata koira hastane. Ramananda Rai approached Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and offered his respectful obeisances, and the Lord embraced him. Then they began to discuss Krishna in a secluded place.
Was it in the house of the Brahmana? I thought the discussion was on the banks of the river.
Yeah, I think it is.
Because it said he went to take lunch.
He had lunch there,
Yeah.
but then he left. It says, Mahaprabhu then went to the house of the Brahmin who had invited him for lunch and took his lunch there.
Mm-hmm.
When the evening of that day arrived, both Ramananda Rai and the Lord were eager to meet each other again. After finishing his evening bath, Mahaprabhu sat down and waited for Ramananda Rai
So it must
to
be
come.
on the banks of the river.
He took his bath in the river, and then he sat down. Well, I think it's a good place to stop because then the famous conversation begins. Yeah, it says that they began to discuss Krishna in a secluded place. So I imagine like in maybe some little grove next to the river or something like that. It's a very confidential discussion. And that place, of course, our Param Gurudev Srila Sridhar Maharshi, he was able to identify that place, and there a Gaudiya Math was established. Srila Sridhar Maharshi, I believe, established the Pada Pit, the footprints of Mahaprabhu there, and then soon after that, one of his godbrothers, I think, made a Gaudiya Math there. Maybe Srila Sridhar Maharshi also began the Gaudiya Math, but I'm not sure. But he definitely discovered that place and installed these footprints of Mahaprabhu there. Because Saraswati Thakur, this was one of his projects, for lack of a better word, in all of the places where Mahaprabhu had been in his travels, to install these footprints of Mahaprabhu, the Padapit.
There was this place, I don't remember the name, but it's like there's like a stone and it's melted. So you could like a piece of stone, and you could see like marks of the body in it. And they said that this was one of the temples when Mahaprabhu came there, and in ecstasy he fell down on the floor and it melted the stone. Something like that. I'm not sure if it was it. I'm not sure which temple was it. There was a story, the whole story behind it. Did you hear anything like that?
I mean, I don't see it as something very, significant. Come on, you're the person who's asking. Was Mahaprabhu thinking of the Vrindavan near Delhi? and now you're telling me about a stone that was melted. Like, that's a very small thing. Of course, I'm sure it happened all over the place.
Fascinating.
It's not fascinating. I mean, that's a small thing in comparison to who Mahaprabhu is. It is not a surprising thing. Everything by the will of the Lord, by the Lord's potency, is possible.
I think that some people need to see evidence.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the point I'm making, that's why I don't get excited about these things, because we don't really need that, We don't, we were discussing this the other day, how people get excited about like finding evidence of Dwarka or Ayodhya and all these things, that's not really the devotional approach. Oh, of course, we have some level of appreciation to see how, divinity has made its expression in matter, and but it's not really such a significant thing to the culture of faith. That the culture of faith is much higher. It does not require any evidence from the world of matter. But no doubt we have some appreciation for these things. Okay.
And those items are worshipable anyway, right?
Yes, certainly, yeah. Yeah, not to diminish also.
Right. Like the sandals of Mahaprabhu, that Vishnupriya worship, right?
Of course, yes. Yeah. Yes. You like to sing, Didi?
Hariharaya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Hariharaya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Kesavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Kesavaya Namaha. Gopala